Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Cheeds! And today we're making pork tortas. Let's get it. Alrighty, so for our meat, you want to use pork shoulder. As you can see, this bad boy is about 20 bucks. So let's get her unpacked. After taking the pork out of the packaging, I'm gonna dry off some of this, some of these juices on here. Next, you're gonna want to try and cut into this fat part up here a little bit. Just want to peel back the fat a little bit so we can get to the pork under the fat. All right. You don't want to peel it all the way off, just enough so you can see most of the pork in there. We're just gonna stab some holes in there, just to tenderize it a little bit. I'm hitting bone there a little bit. And just so as we season it, all the flavors can really penetrate in there. All right, so next we're gonna take some avocado oil and just a nice little bit on it so we can, we're gonna use this as our little bit of our binder, just so the seasoning can stick on here really well. All right, try to make sure you massage everywhere. After that's all said and done, next thing you're gonna want to do is start seasoning. So I'm gonna be using some honey sriracha seasoning. Give it a nice little sprinkle on there. And you can use whatever seasonings you like. If you want to go simple, you can just do salt and pepper. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, I think will be ideal. Mine's is a little bit more complicated, but you know, we live and we learn. Make sure you cover every bit of the pork with your seasoning, except for the fat cap. You don't really need that one. And also too, as you seasoning the fat under the skin as it renders, it's also going to be coating the pork with that flavor as well. Next, we're going to add some magic powder, and trust me, this is really going to help bring out the flavor of the pork. Trust me. The magic powder is just our favorite friend, monosodium glutamate, I believe. For those who still don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about MSG. Next, we're going to be adding some garlic powder. Then some onion powder. Next, we're going to be adding some ground sage or whole sage, whatever you have. I'm using ground sage because I like the way it distributes better. And this on pork is, I found to be one of the best things you can ever do for pork. If you're ever cooking any type of pork, add a little bit of sage. My God, it makes a world of difference. It makes the pork taste so good. But if you don't like those earthy flavors, then maybe you might not like this. But sage is definitely a game changer. Sage is definitely a game changer in my opinion. Next, I'm going in with some rosemary. Next, I'm going in with some thyme. I still don't have enough time on my hands these days, man. You guys feel like you have enough time on your hands these days? I feel like time is just flying by. Then we're going in with some smoked paprika. Add a little bit of extra smokiness to this. And last, but most certainly not least, got going with a good amount of salt. And as you're putting the salt in there, make sure you try to massage it into every nook and crevice of the meat. And we're also going to try to massage the rest of the spices that we put on there in there as well. Once everything is nice and salted and seasoned, you see the difference from what it looks like now, from what it looks like now. Once everything is nice and salted, as you can see the difference between when I first started and now, it looks totally different. If your seasoning ain't changing the color of your food, you ain't seasoning right. You know what I'm saying? All right, so next we're gonna Put the fat cap on there. Ooh, I missed the spot. See? Gotta double check your work, people. Double check your work. A little bit of that smoked paprika, some thyme, rosemary. This is the thyme. Don't have enough of that. The honey sriracha. Once we have everything nice and well seasoned, we're gonna transport this into our preferred cooking vessel. All right, so after you transport it into your preferred cooking vessel, we're gonna add a little bit of avocado oil to the skin here. And the reason we're doing this is also for it to act like a binder of sorts, because all we're doing on this skin right here is all we're gonna do is put some, we're gonna do season this with salt. And the reason we're doing this is because as it sits in the fridge, the salt is gonna help dry the skin so that when we're smoking it and baking it, hopefully we can get the skin to get crispy. Once you're done salting the skin, we're gonna cover it in foil. And we're gonna let that sit in the fridge for, like I said, about a day or overnight. All right. So for the pork, for the tortas that we're gonna be making, we're gonna be smoking it over applewood and cherry wood. You're gonna want to soak these for about 10 minutes. Here they are. We're gonna set these off to the side. Today, we're also going to be making some pickled onions to put on the sandwich and some pickled jalapenos. So, with the onion, we're going to cut this. And peel one red onion. And from what I've been told, you want to cut with the grain. So, I'm going to cut this off. There. We gotta keep pushing through. Fight through, fight through. No pain, no gain. Is this what they mean by when they ask you if your food was cooked with love? Is this considered like cooking with love? Putting yourself through pain? That you get the fun, you know, work with what I got. I should probably invest in one of those soon. Or mason jars at some point. Anyways. Put them in whatever jar you're going to be pickling them in. You're going to add 1 cup of water. Then you're going to add 1 cup of red wine vinegar. And this is for the red onions. Some black peppercorns. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And 2 spoons of sugar, 3 bay leaves, and 7 crushed garlic cloves. I'm going to bring this up to a boil. All right, so once you have your charcoal up and started, we're going to add the wood chips to it. After those 10 minutes, you want to drain the water from the wood chips. You're going to add the damp wood chips right there on the fire. And after that, we're going to assemble the smoker. Alright. So next, we got a pan of water. Once the salt and sugar have dissolved, I think it's dissolved, right? Let me get a better look here. Yep, that looks like it's dissolved. Once the salt and sugar are dissolved, we're gonna take this off the heat. Then we're gonna take the hot liquid and add it to our onions. And to help make sure it's fully submerged, we're gonna take a paper towel and just add that on top here. See you in a couple hours. Now, for the pickled jalapenos, it's the exact same process. So 1 cup of water. The main difference this time around is we're using white vinegar. Add a cup of that. Some black peppercorns. Some bay leaves. 1 tablespoon of salt. 2 of sugar. And 4 crushed cloves of garlic. Once it starts bubbling, you're gonna stir it and dissolve all the liquids. Dissolve the sugar and the salt. And once that has dissolved, just like with the onions, we're gonna add this hot liquid to our jalapenos. All right, and just like before, and just like last time, we're gonna take a paper towel, stuff it in there to make sure everything's nice and submerged. Everything gets some of that pickly flavor on there. And we're gonna cover it. There you have it. I'm gonna put this in the fridge as well. All right, so we've had this smoking for about 6 hours. I think I'm gonna transfer it to the oven to have it cook a little bit faster. Just checking the temperature real quick. And we're at 103, so we still got a bit of ways to go. So I'm gonna put it in the oven at 275. I'm gonna check the temperature every hour until it comes up to temp. I'll also cover it up with foil as well. I think 6 hours is a good amount of time for it to have developed that smoky flavor in there. We're just gonna put it in the oven to finish off. All right, after a couple more hours, I think the pork should be done. Just gonna check the temperature real quick. All right, as we check the temperature, it's reading 151. I believe pork is supposed to cook to 145. We're not trying to do pulled pork either, so I think we're good. I think if you're going to do pulled pork, you gotta make it a little bit longer. So I think I saw a video on this somewhere. That if you rub this top part with oil and put it under the broiler, it's supposed to make like chicharrones or something like that. I'm gonna take some of that juice and put it on here. So after you brush the oil on there, you're gonna broil it for, I guess, I don't know actually. We're gonna broil and see what happens. I don't know about this part. Let's get her done. So into the broiler on high. Well, that didn't really turn out the way I wanted it to. Anyways, let's go back to make the tortas. All right, next we're gonna toast some Bolillo bread. It's a Mexican bread that tortas are originally made out of. I just cut it in half. Got it from the local Latin market near me. Up with some butter. We'll make sure your bread is nicely toasted. Looks beautiful. In a pan on medium heat, we're gonna add some avocado oil. So you wanna take the egg and crack it right into the pot, or the pan I should say. Right in there. Then you're gonna bust the yolks a little bit. And you wanna shape it to the shape you want. So I kinda want it to be the shape of the bread. So just gonna try and make that shape. All right, now we're gonna try to assemble the sandwich. So, oh, this is kind of crispy. All right, first things first, we're gonna cut ourselves a piece of the meat. That joint's juicy. I'll cut these into little strips. So first off, we got our bread. We're gonna use the top bun a little bit, so we're gonna get started on the bottom bun. On the bottom bun, we're gonna start off with some refried beans. Then we're gonna add some Mexican crema. Then we're gonna take our meat, layer that across. I want every bite to have some pork in it. Then, if you want a little bit of heat, we're gonna add some green pepper Tabasco. Then we're gonna add some lettuce. Then we're gonna add some tomatoes, seasoned with salt and pepper, of course. Then we're gonna add some of those pickled onions from earlier. Next, we're gonna add some of our jalapenos. Next, you're gonna wanna add some avocados. Then we're gonna add the 2 fried eggs from earlier. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the taste test. Bon appetit. I don't know if I was just that hungry, and that sandwich was damn good. Either way, that sandwich is most definitely Chidolicious. If you like the video, make sure you like the video. Leave a comment if I did something wrong. And until next time, YouTube, peace.